I always forget about that one. Always forget.
Don't ever forget. Never forget.
Never.
You can't say that, Runner. Because that was a song by Take That, which was one of Scott's rival bands. God, I'm so full of useless boy bands.
Still say Halo. We're not playing Halo right now.
This doesn't say Halo.
On Twitch.
On Twitch. Yeah.
I turned it off. I put IRL, which is like podcasts and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, thanks for changing that. I go live, playing Halo Master Chief Collection. It's like, but I'm not though. Okay. You guys good to go? Ready to do this?
Yeah, man.
I am looking good.
Yes, you are.
Ready?
All right. What is going on, Internet?
Second.
I've been asleep for about 6 hours, and I'm back giving you some more of that hot podcast sex music. Joining me, Brenna. Hi, Brenna. And the man, the myth, Little Driz, they call him, Wayne Mika.
Big Dritz.
Big Driz.
The GOAT, the greatest of all time.
Hello, Internet. How are you?
What's going on? We are a little tardy, but still ready to party. We're waiting on our guest of honor. He will be with us shortly, so we figure let's just go live, talk to the people, see how y'all are feeling, how y'all are doing. And speak of the devil, and he will appear.
Oh!
Look at that. Hello,
Oh,
sir.
who's this?
What
Who's
hair?
this muppet?
Best hair.
Oh, we got no sound
Scott
from you.
audio, mate.
That's okay. We'll give him an opportunity to tell us whatever he wants about Wayne later. So
No, let's not
no,
do that.
dude.
All right.
Did you plug it in?
Well, yeah, let's give him a moment to get his audio settings good.
Perfect.
Let's just kick off the mid-roll now. Why not?
Us?
Yes.
I think that's a great idea. Welcome, everybody, to the Bin Podcast. We would like to invite you to become patrons of the Bin Podcast. Please go right now.
Right now.
While you're at your computer, on your phone, steal somebody else's phone just for a moment. It won't take very long. All you have to go is to patreon.com/thebinpodcast
Good name.
and become one of our patrons. And I am happy to announce we have a new patron who is our highest level that so far.
Is
We
it a
want to
chicken
thank.
show? Is it a chicken show?
It's not quite the chicken show, but come on, people, we can do this. We can get the chicken show. We can embarrass Yartan
Forever.
as much as we possibly can. So
Forever.
right now, the highest we have now is the producer level. We have which Miss Nana is our newest patron. Thank you. Welcome to the
Miss Nana.
family.
Hooking it up.
I know. So we still have our wonderful patrons out there: David, Katarina, Stuart, Puffalopagus, Austin, the lovely, the magnificent Kristen,
Ooh.
and Richard.
Yay.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I said that.
She's in the other room with headphones on. And
Is she listening?
Yeah, she's listening.
Oh, thanks, Kristen. You're amazing.
She got the day off today, so.
Oh, well, someone's disappeared.
Oh boy. We had a guest, and then we started talking about Patreon. He's like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Money?
Yeah.
No, fuck that.
He want to be involved in this. I understand.
Oh, hang on. Here he is. Still can't hear you.
Oh boy.
Scott, get in the car. Come round.
I thought he was the pop star. It's the audio.
Hang on. He's doing something.
Oh, he's gonna send you a picture of his stuff. It's
Yeah, but the thing is,
probably-
I'm using my phone. I'm using my phone to podcast. Scott, send it me on Messenger.
Oh lordy.
Oh, this is...
He is proper
There's a-
screaming.
A part of me thinks he's just joking with us, just to
He is
drive
very-
us crazy.
He is very funny. He could be putting us on right now. That could be part of it.
No.
Oh. See, he doesn't need music. He's a pop star.
Oh, we could play charades all day. All right, first word.
Yeah.
Sounds like. Did you get the picture yet? Send it over to me.
Oh,
Oh,
Sorry.
look. He's
Yeah,
already.
perfect.
He's already
Show-
answered our question. What are we drinking?
What are we drinking?
Yeah, so if we're going to go there, Scott, we'll go
Go around the
Lindemann.
horn. Ooh, Lindemann.
Ooh, some nice Shiraz right there.
Yeah, that, and again, bin.
Oh,
That's-
so we've been sponsored.
I wish.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yay!
Fucking hell.
Now, what it said you are in the studio, everyone can see and hear you, but for some reason, because the caps lock was on, it muted my sound. So here I am.
Was you tweeting like Donald Trump?
Yeah, I was basically having a nightmare, but it was working. Here I am. Hello, how are you?
What's up, Scott?
Hello,
Glad to
Scott.
have
Good
you
to see you,
back.
Scott.
It's been.
I've had a very long day. That's all I'm saying.
It has been 13 weeks since we've talked.
13 weeks, really? That's
Yeah.
I looked back. You were on episode 18, and we're on 31. It's been 13 weeks since we got to hang out. It's been too
wow.
long.
Now, how do you know what? It's been too long. I've had like about 7 different hairstyles since last time.
Oh, hi, Kat.
Bring in the frosted tips back. Nice.
It looks like a shepherd's pie.
I said shepherd's pie, but someone's top trumped that. I look like a pint of Guinness.
There you go.
The little head on top.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, first of all,
That sounds-
Guinness and shepherd's pie are both delicious. So let's not act like these are bad things.
Especially together.
Yes.
How can you go
Yes.
wrong? Ooh, I kind of want that for dinner tonight.
It's the Guinness beef stew. Like that
yeah.
makes the world a better place.
That is a good shout. A good shout.
It's
Yeah.
now, Scott, it's now making me think of the steak and Doombar pie up the pub.
It's a good pie.
It's a great pie.
Do your friends here know about your bean pie mash combo?
I think we might have spoke about this last time. I'm not sure.
No, we
Well-
did not. Go ahead.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
If we did, then it doesn't matter because it's. I don't
Genius.
I don't throw the word genius around with Wayne Lynch very often. So Wayne, when he was in said house that he's in now, before he had the kiddies and the missus, he used to make himself a quick dinner, and this dinner was mash, a pie on top of the mash, and then because it's hot, the mash is hot.
Yeah.
The pie is too hot. The beans, he wouldn't warm them beans. He would open a tin of beans and he would chuck them bad boys straight on the hot pie, the hot mash. Thus, the cold beans are cooling down the pie and the mash. The pie and the mash are warming the beans. I mean, it's genius. And now he can literally just demolish it.
There you go.
Right.
No holds barred. Just he can.
Absolutely genius.
No more.
That's
fear of being
literal
burned.
physics. That's physics.
So
Yeah.
That's like when you take
follow the Bin Podcast for more recipes.
Who knew that Wayne was a master of thermodynamics? Who
Look,
knew?
I know Wayne
He's
likes to
right- he's
cook
right
and he's
spot.
very good at it. But this
He's right
is
spot.
next level. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, they were my single days, and it was all in one pot. So it's like saving on washing up. One fork, and you just boom.
That's like what I do when Kerry goes away for I set my stall out very early and told my wife that I don't do caravan holidays. I was like, this if I say now, I don't do caravan holidays, there's going to be a point where she goes on a caravan holiday with the kids and I get the house to myself.
Nice.
And it sounds like it's really, really fun. It's fun for the first day when you go to the pub and you're all a bit like, she's out, I'm up the pub. After a day and a half, you're bored and you're going like, when are the kids coming back? I'm a bit bored now. But I've got this absolutely brilliant method of, as she leaves, I tidy the house fully, right? So
Right.
I make sure it's immaculate, right? And then I only use one knife, one fork, one plate, one bowl, one spoon. I don't go in any of the rooms I've tidied. I don't touch anything. So then, when she comes back on the Wednesday or the Thursday, I've got so little to do. All I've got to do is put the cans of Stella that are empty in the bin, put the bin out on the Thursday night, evidence, and then I've just got to wash one plate, one spoon, one bowl. It's genius.
Scott, if I've learned one thing from you, it's exactly that.
There we go.
Kerry, my Kerry, can I just say, mine and Scott's respective significant others are both called Kerry. But I have existed in this space here for the last 2 days, right? So I sleep on the sofa, I'll eat and drink in here, I'll put it in the kitchen. I've made the bed, I've tidied the bedroom, I've put the washing away, right? I've tidied Sienna's room, and then I just stayed in here. So all I've got to do is this room, and I'm done.
There you go.
I mean,
Genius.
it's a genius act, and it works.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever considered just not being there at all? like you clean. No. Now hear me out. Now
Sleep in the car.
no, you clean up everything, and you get a motel for like 2 days. So then you come back when they come back, and now everything's clean. The motel, you ain't got to clean that. If you only
Right,
pay...
so this is why you're wrong and we're right. So then your wife finds a reservation for a motel and you're in bags of trouble, right? Even though you've done nothing wrong but sleep there to keep the house tidy, you've now stayed in a motel. Why? Why have you stayed in a motel?
Well,
You're
for
now
my mistress. I mean, to keep the house clean.
You're basically not going to get out of that one at all. So we're right. We're wrong.
Better make it one of those extended stay motels then. Because I have a feeling I'll be there for quite some time.
To be fair, Scott, when the hotels finish up the pub, we're sorted.
Oh wow! I mean, literally, we went up our local pub. Me and Mike Kerry the other day on Tuesday, and we walked home from the pub because we'd had a few, and I thought, I can't wait to a day where we've got no kids to look after, and we just go, can we just stay in that room because I can't walk now.
I can't even, I'm too drunk to walk home.
My legs are down. Can I stay, please?
The thing is, the walk home from the pub is always much easier because it's downhill. far too many, and you start to stumble forwards. Yeah, all you need to do is just get your momentum going and just aim yourself in the right direction.
Just
and
roll.
you're going.
Just roll.
You're looking at somewhere near the bottom of the street.
Anyway, Scott,
Yes.
as our guest today, thank you for coming back. It's your second time. Third time you get a hat-trick ball. What have you been up to? You have a few new ventures, I believe.
It's been weird. Obviously, it's been a very weird time for everyone. Everyone's been hit quite differently by the pandemic. Everyone's sure felt it in some way or another. So you say it's 13 weeks ago since we last spoke. So I had a long time where I'd done pretty much nothing but drink beer and do TikToks, which we'll get back to. We'll get back to later.
That's not.
Yeah, but about 4 or 5 weeks ago, it's probably 6 weeks ago, I got a call from my friend Chris Brooks, who does the Drive show on Radio Essex, which I had done a show. I was already doing a show. It was just a Sunday show. It was called the Scott's Top of the 90s with Scott Robinson. So that was me playing 90s hits, 4 till 7 on Radio Essex. But so that was only the Sunday show. I got invited down to have a meeting with the MD of the station, and who offered me the drive time job, which would go with Chris, who's one of my best friends, to do 4 till 7 Monday to Friday. So I negotiated the deal there, and it came at a very good time because obviously, like my kids and the wife and that have been really good in lockdown, and Kerry certainly has been fantastic looking after the kids and doing all the schoolwork and stuff like that. But I was sort of getting to a point where I felt like I needed to get out there again and do something, and felt like my hands were being tied behind my back because of, the pandemic and Boris sort of being, led by the scientists to make, what he believes to be correct decisions, which we will not go into right now.
I'll save it.
Yeah. But obviously you've got to abide by the rules, and you've got, so I was going stir crazy. I was literally indoors for literally 13 weeks doing nothing but, as I say, drink and do TikToks, and walk past my wife as she looks at me bemused because she's doing schoolwork with 6-year-olds and a 13-year-old, and I'm walking past her with a tripod of beer. What are you doing?
Don't call me that.
Oh, we went there.
I can think of much better names for you, Wayne.
Sorry, mate, carry on.
I was going a little bit stir crazy, and I was feeling a little bit like I wasn't adding much, and I needed to get out there and do something of worth. And so it came at a really good time for me in my head as well, and to get out there. And I'm loving the show. I'm really enjoying it. It's a struggle some days to call it work. Like when I leave here to go to work, I've already got one of those jobs that no one thinks is real work because I just sing for a living and I love it. So therefore, if you do a job that you love, it can't be considered work in many people. And then now I'm doing another job that is also very fun. It's also something that I've got a passion for. So I'm very lucky in that respect. And I'm really, really enjoying it. Really enjoying it.
Excellent.
That's great.
Do you know if there's a way we can listen over here? Because I tried to get the BBC thing in the States, and it said, thanks for signing up. Due to certain rights violations, you're not allowed to watch any of the shows. I was like, well, what the hell?
Well, you could get yourself a VPN. You get yourself a VPN and watch it. That would solve that problem, but that's, strictly speaking, not completely legal. But the other thing you could do is you can download it on the App Store, or if you've got like the Play Store, whatever phone you've got, you can download the app, Radio Essex app. Just type it in Radio Essex, and that will allow you to listen to the show and interact with the show via the app.
I love the fact that you, Scott, have just given Mikey technical advice when he's the most techie geezer I've ever met in my life. He's now looking for it right now.
I've got it already.
There you go.
There you go. So Connor Knight should be playing now. If you're on the right station, Connor Knight's playing. But no, it's really nice because obviously the dynamic that me and Chris have got on the radio now, so he done a show together years ago, like 19 years ago, the first time I was on a different station called Essex FM with Chris. He was doing a top 30 countdown on I was doing Mondays and Wednesdays. And I enjoyed that then, and we got a friendship from that. And then we've been friends ever since. But the dynamic is that he's such a good DJ, as in he's got all the informative stuff, all the stuff, he's got the timings and everything. And then with the banter that we've got as friends, I think if I'd have been offered a different station with a different DJ that I maybe didn't know, although it would still have worked because you adapt. We didn't need to adapt. We've fallen very easy into this dynamic where he can banter me more than anyone could because he knows me. I can banter back. We know where the levels are. And when we do interviews. It was an interesting one last couple of weeks ago. We done an interview with one of the members of McFly, Harry Judd. Done an interview with him, and off the back of that interview, I said, do you know what, that really works, that dynamic where he asked the very presentery radio DJ questions, and then I can talk to Harry on the level because I've been there and done it and got the t-shirt. So and not a lot of radio stations can offer that, where they had someone that can speak on the level with the person that they're doing the interview with. So you get both sides. So it's been really nice.
Yeah, that's a good dynamic, because obviously you've always been the interviewee and Chris has always been the interviewer, and then having you both together in that dynamic works in the sense of like you can come up with a little insidery kind of, oh, but what about this? What about that? And that resonate with the artist because obviously you've been there.
Yeah, no, it does work really well.
Yeah, and speaking of what you've been up to recently, Mikey, if you could just play the clip that I sent you. This is a clip of Sam Fender's first socially distanced gig. And Scott, if you could hold fire while we just play this, just to show give people an illustration of what's going on now, and then
yeah.
It's doing things.
Okay, we just killed it there by just talking
Do you need
nonsense.
technical help?
Did you plug it in? So right now for the viewing public, we're showing a clip of Sam Fender's first socially distanced gig, and it's showing that little pods, little sort of like cages, like you'd have around the London Marathon, little barriers, but little sectioned off portions of the crowd, where people are just sitting there enjoying the gig, but in very isolated little, to use a trendy word, bubbles. And the ones at the rear are raised to help with the elevation of seeing the gig. But it looks like a very unique way of performing in today's climate. So, Scott, would you like to speak to what you've been doing recently?
Yeah, so I actually done one of these social distance gigs just last night, just yesterday. We done a show in Manchester, and it was it's very peculiar, as is a word I could use. Is for the artists and for the public, I think it's a really weird time, and almost as much as I really enjoyed getting back on the stage, really enjoyed doing the show, I found it.
Sorry, mate. How did they set it up?
So it was very similar to that, but not with the boundaries. What it was, they done it. It was an outdoor event, and they done it like tables. It was also, you could also get food. So think of it like a massive field with like marquees and stuff like that. But everyone was in their social bubbles on tables, and it was only waiter service, and the music had to be almost non-existent, and we found it very difficult as the artist. We could only put our music to something like 35% of what we would normally. So if we normally have it 100%, we had to have it at 35% in sound. Now I didn't know this was a thing. When I asked what the reason was, I was astounded as to why. Now I'm going to give all three of you a guess as to why that would be, and then if you get it, I'll give you a paper hat. Wayne, why would I only be able to play my music at 35% its capacity for the gig?
Because you didn't want people to be encouraged to sing along and sing over each other.
Damn it, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, but it's worse than that. It's you don't want to excite them. Now, when I do a show, what do I want to do? What am I there for? I'm there to excite the crowd. I'm there to get the crowd. I'm there to get the crowd going, and I'm there to perform. And when you do a 5 show, Wayne's seen it many times, and it's in your face, and it's, you know, our music is very loud, and it's very almost, we're telling people to get up, you know, get up, get down, do this, do that. It's very interactive, and they're all at the forefront of the stage, and they jump up and down. So it almost knocked half of our legs out. We couldn't There's a small stage. We couldn't really dance, which is very much what we do. We sing and dance, and it's a very high, energetic. We don't even do any ballads when we do like a 40-minute set or anything like that, because we keep it high intensity. And it felt bizarre. The only reason it went well in terms of, because we are professionals and we know our own voices, although we couldn't hear ourselves, that, you know, we were told afterwards that it sounded great because we trusted ourselves enough to believe in our ability to sing in time with non-existent music and sing in tune. But it was very difficult, and people that maybe aren't as rehearsed as we are, because we've been doing it for so long, might have struggled. And I think some bands will really find it difficult to feel the vibe of the gig. It was horrible.
Now,
Do you think this? Sorry, go on, Mikey.
yeah. So there's a local venue around here that's been doing they're just more or less like a restaurant, bar, grill kind of thing, but a lot of local bands get some playtime and experience, and, you know, get to play out in front of their friends and all that stuff. Since they were shut down during the lockdowns and all the quarantine time, they set up cameras all over the place, and then they just started going live on Facebook. Have you guys ever done any, or thought about doing any like digital concerts? Because I would I know it would be weird for the group to play at 100%, but with no one in front of you.
I mean, we've thought about it, and obviously, you know, you've seen what the Premier League are doing with, you know, with obviously when Arsenal have won an FA Cup with no fans.
Sorry to translate for American people. That's proper football, not your egg chasing weird stuff.
No, not what you call football. Not that. Not that shit. Not that.
Oh, you mean soccer?
I got you, Mike. I got you back, Mikey.
Yeah, we're talking. Yeah, with soccer.
Soccer. It's a great
Soccer.
American accent.
Yeah, it is. I'm not bad at accent. Yeah. So basically, obviously they've had to adapt, and I'm going to sound like I'm ranting a little bit. I'm bored of hearing the word adapt. Oh, you've got to adapt, you've got to change, you've got to do this, it's the new normal and all that. I am getting tired of hearing it, because I feel, yes, of course, you have got to adapt to a situation, but sometimes I just think it's almost impossible to, and I think it's hard for the footballers to perform at a high level without a crowd. I would find it, we done a show for a newspaper over here, The Sun, and we had to do a high intensity performance of 4 of our songs in a room with no one but cameras. And so this would be exactly the same. And we done that for their internet, so they could put it on their live feed on their internet. It was horrible. I didn't feel part of. It didn't feel right. I could hear the other boys too much. I could hear every move they made on the stage. Very hard to sort of get into it. But obviously we have got to adapt, and if there is something in the future that we get asked to do, but we got asked to do one of these driving shows. It sounded too weird to me, and in the end we didn't end up doing it because I just don't think it works.
Well, so people would be in their cars and you would be on stage, and
like the driving movies.
Yeah, and it just sounds to me, it sounds shit.
Yeah, but I mean, I can see your point there, because all you're doing is performing to a set of headlights.
And then people would honk, and instead of cheering, they would just honk, and that everybody get do. People just hitting the horn.
This gig last night, there was a guy with a tambourine, right? Just sitting at his table.
Sorry about that.
Sitting at the table, having a drink, listening to us play, and he seemed to be having a great time. Now, normally, one guy in the audience with a tambourine wouldn't put us off, because the monitors would be so loud on stage, and some people would be screaming and shouting. We're definitely not going to hear the out of fucking time tambourine. We're not going to hear it. It was like, it was so out of time. In the end, he went, "Stop it with the tambourine, man! Stop it!"
Do you know what I love about that, though? Like, so someone's consciously gone, right, where's my keys, phone, wallet, Oh, tambourine, yeah. Let's go.
The audacity of bringing a tambourine to a show is just so funny to me.
It's like you're going to get discovered while you're there.
They're going to need a tambourinist.
He thought, you know what? This gig's going to be so quiet. I can be the star of this show. Let me take my tambourine.
Maybe that's just his thing. Like, he just always has a tambourine. So whether he's at the dentist, he's at the shops, he's just tambourining away.
And it's the first time he's been heard.
Yeah.
This is my moment.
Slow clap.
How would you feel about, because I've noticed WWE and Tony Robbins have been doing this thing when they have a bank of screens, an LED screen, and they're doing basically a Zoom gig to all these hundreds of people. I mean, would you see that as something that would be a possibility in the future?
Obviously, depending on how long this pandemic goes on for, at some point, to use the word adapt again, at some point we are going to have to look into these different ideas of changing to try and incorporate, sort of giving the people what they want or what they feel they want. I don't experience-wise, I don't think anyone's going to get the experience that they want from it, i.e. the band or the people watching the band. But with, I know, maybe added sounds and stuff like they do with the Premier League soccer, like they do with that, is that we can listen to the added sound to try and make yourself feel like you're there. So I don't know whether that's something that we could look into, but I'm kind of hoping that I don't have to. I'm kind of hoping that give it I know it's wishful thinking. I feel it's wishful thinking. I'm hoping that give it a while and we will be able to open it up, because it's a hard one, because obviously being on the radio, I have to kind of keep some of lots of my opinions to myself, because obviously I can't say too much about whether I agree with what Boris Johnson's doing, whether I agree about the virus. And obviously I know there's a virus, but I've got strong opinions on it.
Yeah, well, Scott, let's not venture into your opinions on that.
No, exactly. What I'm saying is I have to be very, very careful. So I'm just hoping that sooner rather than later, things can open up again.
Yeah, I mean, I think as soon as there's a vaccine and these anti-vaxxers are shut up, and we can all just get back to just doing what we were doing, because for me, like, say for instance, you were on stage and you had like a perspex screen in front of you. So you're protected from the audience and the audience are protected from you. Everyone just crack on. There's got to be a sensible way of insulating people from. Yeah,
there is, but the only thing I will say, and I won't go too deep into it, but I feel that, especially in England now, I don't know, I'm not as well drilled as Wayne and perhaps yourselves looking into it. I try and sort of shy away from it, but certainly from the England point of view, is that Boris kind of on the 1st of June, he said, right, we can, you can start going into people's gardens and you can do this. Once he done that, no one really listened to any words after that, the sentences he said afterwards. When he said, 1st of June, go out, go out. When he said all these things, all that you heard was, I can go out and I can see my friends again. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of, from that point, I feel that people went, right, well, it's over.
Right.
He didn't explain it very well, in my opinion. Yeah. So therefore, what happened was everyone went out. I mean, opening the pubs, but you can't get your hair cut, but you can go to the pub. It made no sense, right? And telling people to go to the pub but be sensible, and then them going on the news about a week after the pubs going, oh, we might have to shut the pubs in because people aren't social distancing in the pubs. Of course they're not social distancing in the pub when they've had 6 pints. Of course you're not.
That's not what a pub is for. A pub is not to be distanced.
You've been locked in a house for 13, 14 weeks and been told you can't go, you can't go, you can't go, you can't go. Even people that aren't big drinkers have been like feeling like they need to get released. And it's like opening that floodgate and going, go on then, do it. And people have got overexcited, and that's why there'll probably be another lockdown. It's probably why this pandemic's going to go on for a lot longer, because it wasn't done correctly, in my opinion.
No, I know this is a bit niche, but Scott, imagine trying to social distance while going to the toilet at our local pub.
Exactly. It's just,
Shoulder to shoulder. Hello, mate.
yeah,
Turn that way.
Gross.
even in the shops now. I mean, who's gonna? Like, I wear a mask. I go to the shop. I wear a mask. I've been told to, so I wear a mask. But and as much as these people in the shops now try to say, "Oh, so you've got to wear your mask," this and the other, and I've heard it so many times over the last weeks. It's not. You're not going to listen to them like I do, but people aren't going to listen to them because it's not the police. If the police were telling you to do it, they were in the shop. You would listen. You're not going to listen to a shop clerk when he says put your mask on. You're going to tell him to wind. If that's your opinion, you're going to tell him to wind his neck in and go.
And that's a good thing.
Don't nick my line. Don't nick my line.
I love it when someone else says it. And that's the thing over here. I think starting this week, a couple of additional companies are going to be like, because Walmart's already on it, you can't come in without a mask. And if they catch you throughout the store taking your mask off, they say, leave your stuff right there, get out. Like, that's it. Like, you're going to wear a mask in here or you're going to get out.
But that's what they're trying to do here. But it doesn't. People aren't listening. I do.
So Scott, our local shopkeeper, I spoke to him about it, or spoke to them about it. They're a family business, and they've got a shop directly next door that sells the same stuff, right? And it's a whole mess. But I was trying to tell them, like, when this was coming in, the mask thing was coming, I was like, do you know that you're going to have to start telling people to wear masks? And the shop owner's son said to me categorically, he said, Wayne, if I tell someone who's coming into my shop to spend, say, £20 that they have to wear a mask, they're going to go next door. And you go, and like, I've been to that shop this afternoon, and some people wear a mask, some people are not. I always wear a mask just as a kind of like a smug kind of, look at me, I'm wearing a mask, and look at you disgusting people without a mask. You're all wrong. You know, because of ego. But this is the thing.
No, you haven't got an ego, have you?
No ego.
Fuck you.
Humble.
Go right here.
There it is.
I mean, there was
but logically, sorry, Scott. But logically, they're a business. You can't come in because you're not wearing a mask. Okay, well, I'll take my money next door when they let me in without wearing a mask. And that's the problem. They're putting it on us.
Here in the States, if you own a business and you're not taking the proper CDC precautions, it's a fine.
Yeah.
And it's not small. It's going to be like $5,000 a pop.
Yeah, but that's the difference between here and there is the CDC are putting it on the shop owner, whereas here they're putting it on the shop, the customer.
But I mean, I've not heard of anyone that has been fined yet, because
sorry, Scott. On day one, 3 people got fined at Asda in town.
Yeah,
as a gesture. Gesture.
Who's finding them?
It was a police. It was an undercover police.
Wayne seems to have gone for a burn.
No, I'm right here.
It went. You froze. So who dished out the fine, Wayne?
It was there was 3 undercover police going around Asda in Basildon.
Okay, so you've got to be. I think you've got to be highly unlucky to be in there with an undercover policeman. Like, you go to your local shop, you don't wear a mask. Even though, as I say, I do. I see every day. No one's wearing masks. No one's.
No, Scott, it was tokenistic because no one's been fined since.
No,
only 32 people in the entire country have been fined for not wearing masks in the entire time.
Yeah, that's why they flipped it over here, and it's the business owner. So, like, you need to put a person at the door to say, hey, you need to have a mask on. Because if you don't, and people call and say that there's people running around here shopping with no masks on, you guys are getting the fine.
Yeah,
and it's per pop. So if a family of 4 walks in there with no mask, I hope you got $20,000 laying around, because that's what you're paying.
Yeah, we also use a lot of things like Yelp, as well as Facebook, and if you're not wearing a mask, you get a bad review. Yeah. Which on things like Yelp, you can't change that. And so there's more recommendations for the compliance people than there are for the non-compliance. So that's kind of the way that we can actually control the way that businesses run. And there are people who are refusing. There are business owners that are refusing.
I'll give you another example of what the difference over here is. A lot of taxis, what they're doing is they're putting like a perspex sheet up and putting people, you can only go in the back. And I was speaking to Scott, your mutual friend, about that. Yeah. And I said, have you put a screen up in your cab? He said, no, because then I can only take 3 people. He said, why would I restrict myself from money? This is the economics over health. It's really weird.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Sounds
bizarre.
Positively American of you.
Yeah.
But I think across the board, every government are doing it wrong. They're doing it a different version of wrong.
Yeah.
A different version of wrong, but wrong.
Yeah.
I could go on all day about my opinion on what they should.
No.
No, but the thing is, it's still only an opinion, and you know, and don't get me wrong, I think all the governments, all the you know, people high up have got it really hard, and I think they're like ducks on the surface, but you know, paddling. They don't know what they're doing. The scientists are coming with the facts, and then they're being led by the scientists, and then they're saying the things from auto cue. They don't really know what they're saying.
The problem is that the science is undeniable, but unfortunately, public opinion is swaying a lot of politicians because people. I mean, for instance, you look at all the emphasis on getting people back to work in the offices and that. The only reason that there's emphasis on getting people back into the offices is because those offices are big commercial buildings. They're owned by very, very rich people. They want people in there to pay the rent. A fella a couple of days ago on LBC said his company are paying £18,000 a month rent in an office block, and he's the office manager. They've decided that everyone can work remotely, so they've made him redundant.
Yeah,
yeah, but there's no mistake in the timing. You know, they just got your back. They just got people back.
I don't know some conspiracy theory lines.
I know, but that's just the way I look. I look at all the small businesses left and were hung out to dry, but McDonald's survived. That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
Upper burger outlets are available.
They are. They survived as well.
Yeah. All right, mate. I'm trying to cover your ass for fuck's sake.
I know. You know me in politics, Wayne. They don't go hand in hand. But when it's something that has affected, and yet, as I say, I know it's affected everyone in different ways. But when it's
like
something,
when your eggs touch your beans.
Yeah. I don't like eggs, but I know what you mean. I just find it. Yeah, there's loads of different ways you can look at it, and I'm sick to death of it.
Have you spoke to anyone else in the in your industry about how the future is going to look?
Yeah, I spoke to Duncan James yesterday. He was at the gig. He was comparing the gig. And obviously, I know Duncan quite well from the Big Reunion and from other shows that we've done. I've known him for years, and he was talking about the future and how it was looking, and it's not looking great for. I can only speak about my industry, and so obviously Duncan being from the same industry, it's not looking great.
Sorry, to explain. Duncan James was in the boy band, or is in the boy band Blue, who were the kind of the Five follow-on, if you will. When Five split up, Blue came in, and they were kind of very similar in attitude and whatnot. So
they were similar, not as good.
Yeah.
All right.
Similar, good.
Hang on, I'm gonna get onto the Sun right now.
Okay. Wait. Does that not sum it up?
I love Bye Bye, man. They sample Biggie
Yeah,
Smalls.
listen, they're friends of mine. I've said it to their face. Blue are an absolutely awesome band. They are brilliant. I love all the members. I love the songs. They're fantastic. They had an amazing success and they sold a lot of albums. But in my opinion, and lots of people's opinions, they were.
So
They were
they weren't as big. They weren't as big at all. Wow.
Okay.
I can't wait to check Daily Mail online tomorrow.
KV in the chat says 4.
They can do their work. They can do their work.
And did you know, Scott, that they wanted to call themselves Lads?
Who, Blue?
Yeah. Because all of their first initials were LADS.
Duncan, Lee, Simon, and Anthony. Oh my God. Shocking. Shocking. Oh, I wish they had them. I would have absolutely ruined them. All right, lads. All right, lads.
Wow.
There you go.
I almost feel like I need to text Anthony Costa now and say, lads.
Lads,
True
45 question marks at the end of it.
I can't believe you didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Wow. I think that came up on
Trivia Wayne.
Yeah, well, you know me and boy bands. Sorry, vocal harmony groups.
Vocal harmony groups.
No, you were in a vocal harmony group, weren't you?
Yeah.
So since we're here and we're back on the vocal harmony topic, do you have any more delicious stories that we could use against Wayne later? We will send you money. Stella Artois seems to be something you enjoy. We can send that your way.
Yes, I do. I know.
Buy a cameo of him.
Well, actually, Joe, you've just reminded me that I've got to do a cameo straight after this. Otherwise, I'm going to lose it. Joe, what? I think I gave all my best stories of Wayne because I wanted to slay him early doors.
Yeah.
But let me put my thinking cap on. I'm sure there'll be more.
Yeah, you went a bit prematurely, didn't you, Scott? You ain't got form for that, have you?
You have, mate. I don't know about that, but I'm the one that filled a double buggy. I said I'm the one that filled a double buggy, my friend. Real man.
Mate, I've made 2 girls.
You've made 2 girls. I made 2 girls at the same time.
Right. Both times. I defied medical science. That little pill, fuck all on me. Straight through.
Wow, you're such a catch.
Kerry,
Nice.
if you're watching, love you, darling.
Oh no! Don't try now. You're gonna be at that motel room in a minute.
Oh shit! She ain't watching. She's asleep.
Listen, she is not watching. She is not watching.
No, to be fair, she's probably looking at the baby saying, "Go to sleep."
She's looking at the baby going, "Oh, where's Wayne again?"
Yeah.
Well, I'm here doing my podcast every Thursday.
My missus is in the other room, probably drooling over Scott right now. I would tell some embarrassing stories about how much she really loved Five, and I was like, "Well, you should come
Let's
say
do
hello."
that. Let's do that.
I was like, "You should come in and say, say hello," and she's like, "No, I can't." I'm like, "Oh, come on, he's nice. He's a nice guy. Come and say." She's like, "No, I can't do it." She definitely did have the poster on the wall.
That's
Ooh, with the best hair, right?
Mm-hmm,
Winner of best hair.
Little thing.
With
2 years running, thank you.
2 years running, best hair. Don't care.
1998 was a bad year.
Great year. It's a great year.
I was a teenager in 1998. Look, that was my era right there.
So was I.
He said so was he.
So was it? Yeah,
Are you dancing to are you listening to it right now?
I could.
She's dancing to nothing.
I have CDs of those late 90s, early 2000 pop stars that were on Disney Channel.
What do you have?
CD.
CDs. Like, I still have CDs.
What are they,
Calm.
Precious?
Right, Wayne, do not pretend that you don't know what a CD is to try and make out that you're young. You're very.
I'm in my offensively late 20s.
You're a fucking liar, is what you are.
It's true.
I've been
Fuck
saying
you,
it.
40-year-old man.
I've been
Listen, but
saying
I'm not denying it. If you're in your offensively young 20s,
Offensively late 20s. Offensively late 20s.
you're also in a size 32 jean.
Oh, you've gone there. Oh, you little pudding, you.
Aw.
The thing is, Scott, you don't get the transatlantic privilege that everyone else gets. I can literally walk to your house right now, punch you in the face, and come back here and still be on stream.
Don't punch that beautiful face.
You get don't
Just
punch it.
don't do that.
you have to stay 6 feet away from him. That includes your
Yeah.
arm. Your arm needs to be you have to punch him from 6 feet away. 2 meters.
yeah.
2
And
meters.
then of course, Wayne, you have to go up a little bit.
Does anyone have a trampoline for Wayne?
I've got a trampoline in my garden. He might have to use it, short ass.
It'd be like a Super Mario uppercut. Just duh.
Shoryuken!
Just hold the top of his head and go, no, Wayne. No, no, Wayne.
Go back to your flat, Wayne. Stop it. Go back to your flat.
Be a good
Oh
boy.
my god!
Now.
It always comes back to this mythical lack of height that I have.
Stop me if I have already told you. I'm sure I've told you that Wayne's got like a laminate thing that he wears around his neck. Have I told you this for work?
No,
My
no,
lanyard.
no.
Yeah,
Like,
so
he's talking about my ID badge.
He's got like an ID badge on a lanyard, and he looks that much different in it that they must think it's his younger, better looking brother. like literally, like I don't know how they let him into the house with the picture that's on his lanyard. He must walk to the front door, and they go, "Can I see your ID, please?" And he goes, "Yes." And they go,
Hmm.
"I'm not sure, my friend."
So that's Scott on the Bin podcast.
And I'm sure the lanyard just drags on the floor as he walks because it's too
Yeah.
long for his short legs.
Yeah, so tie not halfway.
All
through
that
to
I'm
keep it
saying,
up.
all that I'm saying is, I don't think Wayne's brave enough, honest enough,
Mm.
nice enough,
Mm.
tall enough
Mm.
to go get that lanyard now.
Oh.
What, to get a picture of me now?
To show that lanyard to this camera to see how different it looks.
I would do, but I'd be doxing myself, Scott. I can't.
Oh
do
yeah, I was about to say if his company's on it, we don't really want that on the internet.
Yeah.
Good,
Okay.
well done. Well done.
You got out of that one, but you can show us after the stream's over.
Yeah.
No, it's all right, I've got a picture.
No problem.
I've got a picture.
Oh, you want to go there, Scott? Because I've got pictures too.
Oh,
Wayne, you could do that.
Brenna, get the popcorn. It's game time.
Let me go on the Pitsy Boy World Tour album on my Facebook.
Do you know what though? Do you know what's shocking? I've got a new phone. I can't believe it. I have not got the picture, Wayne. Look.
Oh.
No.
I know what picture you're referring to, Scott.
So
I can find it.
So when we
There's
have
a picture.
okay, go ahead.
No, there's
Go
a
on,
picture
carry on.
when I was talking to my bank manager, and the phone rang, and it was Wayne, and he was topless, and it looked like he was potentially my boyfriend, and I had to quickly turn it around and make up an excuse as to why I had this picture on my phone to my bank manager. It was a very awkward moment.
Yeah, but you enjoyed it.
Was younger Wayne always shirtless? Because I see a lot of pictures.
Yes.
There he is, all oiled up.
Beautiful.
That is, I mean, let me tell you, there was no baby oil left in the shops. What a fine specimen of a man.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
He was just walking
You're
around.
admiring yourself.
He's just walking around. Lenny Kravitz, who?
Exactly.
Oh.
Lenny Kravitz, who?
Oh, man.
Damn.
No, I've got to say, that's an awesome picture. That is.
With my All Saints scarf on.
Yeah, the scarf is what's killing me. He's got no shirt on, but hey, can't get the sniffles. Like, what are you wearing a scarf and no
You gotta
shirt?
protect the neck.
Yeah,
It's a bit chilly out. It's a bit chilly out here. Save me nipples.
Yeah.
it's a bit brisk out here. I better grab a scarf. Meanwhile, my pecs are
I could cut
dripping.
glass for these things.
My pecs are dripping onto my 8-pack, but let me get a scarf for my fucking Adam's apple. Oh,
Yeah.
that's like wearing the
Yeah, that was
turtleneck
like-
with just the neck.
That's called a neck injury.
Having your convertible down in the rain.
Yeah,
Mm,
Oh, don't.
yeah.
getting snow tires on your convertible.
Hang on a minute, Scott. I see you many times with your convertible roof down in the rain.
No.
Yes,
What you would have seen, because when I had my convertible, I would
What kind of car?
I would want to when the sun come out, I would want to straight away put the roof down. But if my wife was in the car, if Gary was in the car, she would go, "Oh, but my hair's going to go everywhere." And I go, "But I've got a convertible. I need to put the roof down when it gets sunny. The roof needs to come down." But she would, with the compromise would be, I have the roof down. Be quiet when I would have to. That's my dog. I would have to put the windows up. And I said, "You look like such a tosser with your roof down and the windows up. You might as well not bother." Not a good look.
That is exactly what Wayne was doing with the scarf. That is a convertible top down with the windows up. That is the perfect analogy.
Yes.
Wow, look at Scott with his philosophy.
He does it all. What doesn't he do,
Yes.
Wayne? He's the GOAT.
Yeah.
Whoa. No, I ain't having that.
I think it's just happened.
Yeah.
I think it's just,
Things are happening right now, Wayne.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
just-
find
just
find
enjoy it.
Jartan. I'm gonna find Jartan and see how he feels about that. Because I'm sure he would like to be considered the GOAT.
He's,
He's working, mate.
Jartan's my best friend.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm super sad that he couldn't be here. So he is stuck on a job. He's a working man now. So we couldn't pull him away from his work.
Yeah,
No.
he's hanging out the back of a rooster.
Beautiful. What imagery.
Yeah.
Love it.
Wayne the wordsmith, just
I
painting
know.
pictures in our mind that we can never forget.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which we desperately want to forget.
There's not
Yeah.
enough
No, but-
Jameson in the world.
Yeah.
To be fair, Scott was notably upset that Jartan couldn't come over because we was looking forward to having a beer together.
Oh, that
Oh,
would've been
Yeah.
cool.
Would
that
have been
would have
lovely.
been fun.
So I think once everything gets to a place where at least Americans can travel, I think we should have the BinCon in Chicago, and we should do BinCon 2 in Essex,
Yeah,
One-
definitely, man.
100%.
Yeah.
because I think that
We'll do
would be
that.
fun.
But there's only one way to do that.
how
we need-
Patreon.
yeah yeah.
There's
All gonna
only one way to have BinCon, and that is if we have enough Patreon supporters. So we need y'all to go to patreon.com/the Bin Podcast so that we can do a live in-person podcast together, including having Scott there. Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Brenna's just sitting there like, yes, BinCon, so we can meet Scott. She's just like, yes, I'm gonna get a free trip to Scott. That's what I'm talking about. Scotland, Scotland,
Scott,
here I come.
Who else could we rope in?
What's
Who,
that?
me?
Like, who else could we rope in, like, collectively? I'll get James
Clara.
O'Brien in straight away. Clara.
There, that's
I asked you to get Clara to come on also today.
I'm sure I can think of some people.
No, she can't come on today. I'll
Oh,
text her. Sorry, Scott, go on.
I'm sure I can rope in some guests for you at some point.
Gotta do it.
Should we just get that at BinCon? We just have 90s boy bands.
Sounds awesome.
Look, I am perfectly okay with that.
I might have to do a shout out on the radio tomorrow for the Bin podcast, as I've been on it tonight and enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
So I will make
that.
sure that happens tomorrow.
Awesome.
All right.
Because they've given me a microphone.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's
no.
nothing they can do.
Dangerous.
Scott, have you got your own muff?
Have I got my own what?
Your own muff?
Yes, I have. I've also got my own desk. I'm 40 years old, and I've never had a real job. And I'm not even claiming that this one is a real job. But it has come with a parking space,
Ooh.
a permit for that parking space, a fob for a door. Never had a fob for a door before.
Ooh.
A desk, and a phone. So
No.
on my first day, I phoned my wife from my phone, which says Scott from 5.
I saw that. I saw when Brooksy put it up. That was hilarious.
And I phoned up and I said, "Hi, babe, I'm phoning from the office." And she literally went, "Oh, please. Oh, just go away." Like, because it's a real job. It's a real job. I get paid, but I'm just with my mate sitting there enjoying playing.
You do 3 hours a day.
Listen, we have to do prep as well.
Wayne
Oh,
doesn't
we have
know
to do
anything.
prep.
Wayne doesn't know
No.
anything about that. He just shows up, says, "Hey, Big Driss is here. Let's get going." And then we
Yeah.
have to
Oh,
just start.
come on. Come on. Mikey, that popped you massively, so don't fucking give it.
He almost broke my entire body. I laughed
Yeah.
so hard at that.
I basically turn up and go, have we got a show? And they go, yeah, loads of content, just join in. I go, brilliant stuff.
Got it.
Every Thursday for me.
There you go.
Although I did send a link.
Was that coronavirus? That
No,
cough?
we did a 4.5 hour show yesterday, and my voice is tatters right now.
Yeah.
It went from 8 p.m. until about 1 in the morning
Oh.
with the after sit. So I took a little cat
was-
nap and I'm back at it. That's why
Yeah,
I'm
that
not
was
even
what-
drinking alcohol today. I'm drinking water.
Wow.
Mikey, I look back on it and I was on that for over an hour,
Yeah. It was a
But
long
like-
night.
10 to 6 in the morning. It's like,
I think you fell asleep a couple times.
probably did.
You nodded a few times.
Yeah.
Kristen, I see you're in the chat. She says she's coming to BinCon. Would you like to come
Yay.
in here? I know you're listening. Do you want to come in here and say hello?
Kristen coming in.
Maybe.
Yeah, send her the link. She's good people.
Well, Kristen's good people because she's a Patreon supporter.
that is
so I'm
a
just-
fact. She's in the other room. She can just walk in front of this camera. She doesn't have to join the meeting. Like, you just come in the office. But Scott, I saw your video. I think I don't know if it was a TikTok or on Twitter, but when you were talking about what they put the little label they put on your phone.
Yeah.
And instead it was like, it's got Scott from 5, and they give me the 5 IV.
Yeah, basically, I hate it when it says 5 I hate that. It's FIVE. It's not numeral 5IVE. I think we done that once on our first album. We had like a logo that had the 5, but the main logo's always been FIVE. And I'm sure they do it just to piss me off. And my name is not-
I hope they do it to piss you off.
I mean, and as you've noticed, I've called myself Scott Robinson on here because guess what? That's my name.
Oh, was it? I thought it was Scott from Actual 5.
Well, I didn't think that you were called Waymaker. I mean, are you shitting me? You've called yourself that.
It's Scott. You won't know. It's a wrestling reference.
No, I do know what it is because you're geeky, you like wrestling. I know that. But
Yeah.
really and truly, you should just call yourself Dwayne Dibley.
Which that's going to fall on nobody's ears because I ain't got a clue what Red Dwarf is.
I
You
know what
you
Red
know.
Dwarf is.
Do you know Dwayne Dibley?
Which one is that though? It's been many moons.
Right, so
It's when they went to an alternate universe.
it's the cat, and because he's obviously very cool, and Wayne thinks he's very cool. I think Wayne's
Thanks,
more.
mate.
I think Wayne's more like Dwayne Dibley than he is the Wayne Maker.
Is that the dude who eats the chicken vindaloo all the time?
No,
No,
that's Lister.
List, yes, I like him. He's funny. I missed that
He's
show.
brilliant. They've just done a new one. It wasn't fantastic, but the first block back in the 90s was incredible. I was a massive Red Bull fan.
I'm gonna have to I'm gonna find that on the internet and watch some of that today. You just got me jazzed up for Red Dwarf.
It's amazing.
Show Scott getting his head chopped off in Russia.
Again?
What is that? Is that
That's
me?
when we went, that's when we went Russia.
Oh yeah! Wow, that's a good haircut. Not.
Exactly. Shit haircut. Shit hair, no fans.
You can't win awards every year. You got to give some other people a chance.
If you win it all the time, they'll just stop trying, and then what's the point of winning? You know?
Right.
Exactly.
Save some fish for tomorrow. You know?
Yeah.
Scott, if you win best haircut this year in any award ceremony, I'll eat my own shoes.
I can make that happen because all I've got to do is have some fake shit ceremony at Radio Essex.
Yeah.
And, and you're eating shoes. I mean, you've set yourself up to come on this podcast in a couple of months and eat shoes.
Scott, you're too fucking lazy to remember this conversation and do anything about it.
Remind me tomorrow to set up a competition fake where I win best haircut and Wayne has to eat shoes.
There we go.
I was about to say, do you think I'm going to forget?
Yeah.
The guy with 47 notebooks of notes for the show? Do you think I'm not writing that down?
I mean, you're eating your shoes.
Yeah, that's happening.
Yeah.
On the show, live.
Yeah. You did that.
Can you just make sure I'm on that show?
Absolutely.
Yes.
What a bellend.
Look at him, mad. He's like, I like my shoes. Well, you're eating them. You shouldn't have said it.
And you're a man of your word, Wayne. So you're going to do it.
I'm just thinking about someone who could make a shoe made of cake.
Well, then, but first you'd have to walk in those shoes first. I'm gonna need you to walk in that cake shoe first, and then you can eat it.
There you go.
So I'll just stick a massive muffin on the toe.
These are my new shoes.
Yeah.
Look at that Ronald McDonald.
I've seen your feet. You're not far off.
Oh.
Sorry, Scott. I've got big feet. I'm 6'3", you idiot.
You are not 6'3". You're 5'2".
As he gets older, his back is just, compressed.
Yeah, my spine's compressing.
It's just compressed so much. So maybe at
I've
20,
got no discs left.
It's just bone on bone on bone on bone all the way down. From the crack of his ass to the back of his head is just one big pillar of bone. He's very small now.
He's very small.
Too bad that.
This is a little less intellectual than this morning.
Yeah, I've burned up all of my brain cells. They're gone. I have argued them away, emoted them away, and Bacardi took care of the rest. I'm just a shell of a man right now.
Yeah, mate, you had a massive amount of people on last night.
Yes, and if you guys didn't catch that, please go back and watch yesterday's town hall about what happened over in Kenosha. Since Scott is our guest, I'm not gonna rehash all that, but definitely go check into it. It was a long talk, but pretty much anywhere you jump in, it was a good time.
Scott, have you got anything you want to plug?
Yes, please.
Not really. I mean, literally, the radio show is well worth a listen. Do that every Monday to Friday, 4 till 7. It's called The Big Drive Home with Chris and Scott. We play, brilliant music all the way through the day, and we're just basically letting people drive home. It's going to get bigger and better because obviously when everyone's not furloughed and everyone's back at work, it's very interactive and we have a good laugh. I'll keep you posted with any shows we're doing. I'm doing a show in Newcastle, social distance show in Newcastle on Monday. But I don't have any information about it. So, and the only other thing is that make sure you follow me on TikTok because I'm pretty hilarious on there.
Where can we find you on the socials, Scott?
I am Scott LaRock 55 on TikTok. I am Scott LaRock 5 on Twitter and Instagram, and I'm actually Scott Robinson on Facebook, but I don't really use it.
Scott LaRock 55 on TikTok.
Yeah.
You must be pissed off at that cunt who's got Scott LaRock 5.
Oh,
what an arsehole. I don't even know who it is. But to be honest with you, the reason why I believe, and this is something that like a lot of people go, oh, why are you on TikTok? You're older. I actually think that TikTok is the best social platform for the pure reason of if you do content on YouTube, you do content on Instagram, you do content on Facebook, people are not going to see that content unless they follow you. And only your followers are getting to see the content that you've got on there. The beauty of TikTok is you can do a video that can go viral because people can see you without following you. People don't necessarily have
right.
So that's why I get more interaction on TikTok with less followers. On Twitter, for example, I've got, 70,000-80,000 followers around that sort of stuff. On TikTok, I've got about 25,000, and I'll do a video on Twitter, and 3,000 people might react to it. I do a video that connects with an audience on TikTok, 200,000 people can react to it.
It's mainly Chinese government.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't care as long as I'm hitting them views.
I don't know.
Just send it all. Just take it all.
I don't know how long in the States we'll be able to watch you on TikTok. They're banning it here.
So what you need to do, Scott, is start moving to Instagram Reels.
Yes. Well, yeah. I mean, of course, it's being banned in America because obviously Trump loves China, doesn't he? So that's not going to happen.
Scott, let's not go down that road, mate.
He didn't say anything.
Not my words. His.
I'm just saying, mate. Just don't go down that road.
Probably my time to sign out.
Well, Scott, it's always awesome to have you on. Thank you so much.
Very much so.
I put your information in the side chat so people can go give you. It's Scott LA Rock 55, right?
That's the one.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys can plug that into all the different apps and sites and all that good stuff, and follow our man because that phone video had me pissing myself at work. I was like, I love when people are mad at small stuff, and that was just like the perfect thing to be like, why would you do this?
No, I've really enjoyed it as always, guys, and much love. And I will speak to you soon. I'm sure I'll be back on at some point because I love dishing it out to Wayne and locking my door.
Yeah.
Well.
Okay.
I'll see you in the morning time.
Scott, make sure you hang out.
Guys, thank you very much.
Make sure you hang out after I end the stream, but I'm going to go ahead and start some music. See you guys later.
Cheerio. Oh, Scott's fucked off.